Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. F.Energy, check them out, Fuse. And huge thank you to Fuse. They've been our diamond sponsor throughout this entire tournament. It has been awesome working with them. All right, guys. Well, this is it. We are in the Final Four, and I am very excited here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share and reshare. So this first match is going to be between ChrisBCo and Nate, the great Nate 08.
Okay.
Very young, a youngster, still in high school, going up against ChrisBCo. He's got a lot of experience, CSWE, SolidWorks, clash of Fusion versus SolidWorks. Good luck to both. And here we go. This very first CAD battle begins in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the total mass of this multi-body part or assembly in XXX.X kilograms?
Whew. Some sort of picnic table.
That's going to be a heavy picnic table, regardless if it's up there in 3 places.
Yeah.
Both of our runners are looking at this print. You can see that the tubing for this, what's shown in blue, is actually tubes. It's hollowed out. Both of our runners are grabbing a screen capture. They're really fast with grabbing the screen capture. So let's jump over and see how they approach this challenge. So one thing that I'm sure you noticed right away on this one, Tom, is that the challenge features what we would call multi-body or assembly design. Multiple parts all working together made of different materials. Now, I know that ChrisBCo has done a lot of design, and I wasn't really sure what Great Nate's experience would be in this arena, but last time he actually had a picnic bench, a very similar challenge, and he flew through it. So very interested to see how Great Nate 08 handles this. We got Great Nate 08 on the left using Fusion 360. We got ChrisBCo on the right using SolidWorks. I like ChrisBCo drawing that entire upper section right away.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, these are my favorite type of picnic tables, the ones that had the seats built into them.
Yeah, with the tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great.
I agree. John in the chat says, wow, tier 6 right off the bat. Yeah, let's go. Let's go indeed. Mesa Makes in the chat saying, get it, Nate. Yes, indeed. And Will is here today. Will from Brazil. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
This is very exciting.
Very interesting to see ChrisBCo approaching this with the bench seats kind of all in the same, oh, look at that. That was an offset. He used the offset option when creating that extrusion.
That was a good move.
So you'll notice if we look at the print again, just for a moment here, you'll notice that part of this challenge is that the tubes from the frame overlap with the print. So let me just bring up the 2D print here just for a moment. So you'll see that the tubes from the frame, they intersect with the ABS table top and bottom. And so what that means is that part of the challenge is that the runners have to remove that material. So this really is like what we would call an in-context design, where you're designing 2 parts so that they can function together.
That's very interesting. Wow. This is a very close run. What is the... okay, so materials ABS, right?
Yep. So we've got the 2 different materials on this challenge. The material for the tabletop is ABS. The material for the tubing is plain carbon steel. Interesting. You can see here, yeah. Tom and I have a printout that we're looking at. So when we look down, we're looking at that printout. But one of the things that's kind of challenging is figuring out where the offset distance needs to be for these different components. Like particularly when you've got tubes like this, a lot of times it's easy when you have the center line dimension. But when the dimensions are given as like the overall outside or overall inside, you have to do a lot of math in your head. So I really like what ChrisBCo is doing there on the right, where he's creating offset geometry. See, these construction lines are offset geometry, and then he's just measuring to those. That's a pro move.
Yeah.
On the left, we see Great Nate 08 using Fusion and using I think he's using what's called a tube or a pipe function in Fusion. I know I had Fusion Phil as my co-commentator a couple of weeks back, and he really gave us a nice lesson on using the pipes in Fusion 360 and what you can really get away with in that. And so he actually even made a tutorial on one of the challenge models that came up.
Oh, that's awesome.
feel like we need some music here.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and get a speaker plugged in. I can just run it right into my outlet here, so. And that'll give us the background music that the audience is hearing too.
Okay. Do you want me to see if I can handle that?
No. Just keep talking.
Okay. So really, really going together well here. How does everybody here a fan of picnic tables?
Oh, yeah.
Picnic tables? They're good times, all right? Oh, okay. Not a fan of picnic tables back there, but that's okay.
That's okay. I'm a fan of sweet music.
Same.
So we got to get some music going here for the audience. Wow, so ChrisBCo on the right, kind of struggling with that tubing, getting that tubing in there, but Great Nate 08 on the left also taking an interesting approach on this thing. This one could really go either way. I see what ChrisBCo is doing there. He's kind of trying to create the layout for the overall pipe information. I think he's going to end up using that to do a convert entities and do a 3D sketch, and then probably. Actually, I probably shouldn't give it away. I don't want to be giving him the full playbook. Get a little too excited here.
This is a tough design.
Yeah, very tough design.
There we go.
There we go.
Space music.
This is good designing music.
This is great designing music.
Like we're just getting warmed up for this tournament. Mr. Alex in the chat coming in with a super chat. Thank you, Mr. Alex, for the super chat. It says great 3D model.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is, guys, I was considering holding some of these off for the absolute finals. I wasn't sure if I should put them all into one pool or if I should maybe like split them up, but I like when the Wheel of Fate has absolute control over the outcome of our tournaments.
Yeah.
And so I just decided, you know what?
I agree with
it
that.
roll.
I agree with that 100%. Just like real life, you know?
Yeah. Fate can sometimes be cruel.
Yep.
But
in a world of designs.
In the world of designs, fate can be quite cruel.
Yeah.
Interesting, Great Nate here. He's got this problem on the left where his corners are not rounded. He's ending up with sharp corners. Where we've got ChrisBCo on the right here trying to come up with this geometry. You notice that the chat has really gone down as well. That's probably because most of our regulars in the chat are trying to model this as well.
Oh,
this is one of the things that people really enjoy doing when they watch this tournament is they try to model it and see if they can't come up with the fastest possible time and even maybe beat some of the people who are running. In fact, there's a special signal that you can do when that occurs. You can say, I got it. And you can let everybody in the chat know that you got it.
Oh, okay. I see that you've got it.
Yep. Got it. Got it already, guys.
Congratulations.
That reminds me, as these guys are coming through and trying to come up with their answer, I'm going to need that final sheet. Now, this is where things get really interesting, guys, because this is where we end up having a little bit of a challenge in SolidWorks. You can see what ChrisBCo is doing is he has to now remove the material from the tubes. He has to remove that from the picnic tables, but unfortunately in SolidWorks, you can only do that one body at a time. So this is something that is going to, be a bit of a challenge for him. It looks like what he did was he made a copy of the bodies. That was a pro move, a pro workaround. Very impressive that he knew what to do right away.
Very interesting.
If he earns this point, he will truly have earned it. See, a lot of times what happens when you do that is you end up with the now, again, I don't want to say too much.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes here a little bit. Aaron C is here, says, what's good, everybody? Better late than never. What I miss? We picked the hardest model in the entire lot for the very first model, Aaron C. That's what you missed. So we see ChrisBCo. Looks like ChrisBCo is we might possibly see an answer here from ChrisBCo. He's looking at everything. He's trying to make sure he doesn't do an error with the decimal places here, changing over from grams, which you normally use, over to kilograms. Uh-oh. And ChrisBCo coming in with an answer, 157.3. And that is correct. Wow, ChrisBCo. My goodness. That was a great run. That was not an easy model. Very, very impressive, ChrisBCo. GG.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know too. Why is he have so many bodies in the tree? We have somebody in the audience, a true expert, asking the same question. Why has he got so many bodies in the tree? Maybe he mirrored and didn't learn. Yeah.